Hello everybody. So we are now 2 days post first multi-sport race of the season. I'm getting in a walk after a long ride on Saturday after the race and a long run yesterday morning to kind of keep on pace with the 70.3 training because our first 70.3 is in 8 weeks. Got a lot of miles on the legs, so today is a bit of a recovery day, but that also makes it a good day to talk about the race itself. Which went well for the most part. So we always debate on this one. It's about an hour and a half or so from the house. So we drove down morning of. Luckily there's no traffic on Saturday morning at the crack of dawn. And nice thing about this race is it is a closed course. So no cars at all. Gives us lots of room on the bike and such when you're out and about because it's 2 lanes wide for about half the bike ride. So first run started out good. Started to feel nauseous about half mile in. But looking at, kind of my watch and my official time afterward, got in about the pace I wanted. Was doing about an 8-minute mile, so pushed through the not feeling well part of the run to get that in, and then had a super quick transition, a little bit faster than last year. First run was also faster than last year, about exactly where I wanted it to be. It's 1.1 miles, so it's that weird distance where it's 1.2 according to my watch. So we got that in, and then hopped on the bike, had a great transition. The first little chunk of the bike ride is a little bit uphill, so only pushed kind of okay-ish power and stuff. Actually, didn't have my bike computer turned on properly. Apparently turned itself on coming out of transition. So when I hit the button when I thought I was starting it, I actually was pausing it. Didn't realize that until I was over a mile in to the first loop. That's fine. It's a looped course, so 4 loops. And you go out, and it's pretty nice. It's nice and wide, 2 lanes, and then you kind of make a right-hand turn, and that's where there's a bit of a climb. It's a bit of a steep climb on the way out, and you kind of go up and you do loop and you come back down. Problem is when you go up and you take the second right turn, not only is it a sharp turn, so you got to slow down, you're now on a 1-lane road that they've split in half because you got to come back because it's a U-turn down there. So what that means is it gets crowded. And this race, while we love this duathlon, it's a great way to start the season and kind of get used to those transitions and things like that, or get that muscle memory to come back. It does mean there's a lot of newbies out there on the course who on the first lap are fine. They're not in the way because you're generally ahead of them. But it does mean on laps 2 through 4, you have them out there and it gets really crowded. And despite being a USAT legal event, there's a crap load of drafting going on, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Those people don't understand the rules and how things work. So, had a good first lap, and then when you come back down, before that kind of right turn onto the 1-lane road, you're actually going down quite a bit. So you get a bit of a speed going into it, but that means on the way back, you got to climb in. So that always slows me down, having to do that climb. But then as soon as you hit the top of the hill, it's actually the fastest. That back half mile to mile of the course is actually the fastest part of the course. So there I'm getting up to speeds of like 30 miles per hour or so. So that's fantastic. And did that, I kind of had a person or two that I was with for most of the ride, kind of trading back and forth on which one of us was in front. They tend to pass me on the climbs, and then I would blow past them on the flats and the downhills, which really, the flats are really my strong suit when it comes to the bike. So I got that in. Did the ride in almost an identical time to what I did last year. So all things considered, that's good. I'd hoped to be a couple minutes faster this year, but I will point out I went through a period of, I've had 2 injuries that basically stopped me for about a month of training. So it makes it really hard to improve on last year at the same point in time when I've gone through injuries. So got about an identical time, and then we had T2. I had probably one of my best transitions off the bike and onto the run. So that was good and encouraging. I will point out the timing mat for run into T1 and then T2 T2 onto the run is in a weird spot on this race. So did well there. And then I had a bad run, the second run. My legs felt like lead for the first half mile. And when it's only 1.1 mile run, that's basically half the run. So that kind of sucked. Came in ahead of two women who turned out to not be my age group. There's no markings here, so you kind of don't know what age group people are in. Came off the bike ahead of them. They definitely passed me in the run. Kind of the people I was chasing. I almost chased one down at the very end. The one thing I will do no matter how I'm feeling on the run is I will sprint that last 100 yards or 100 feet or so. So if you look at my little map, you can definitely tell that's where I sprinted. It's the fastest pace I had. And finished 3 seconds faster than my time last year. So didn't have high hopes before the official results kind of posted on the board. And apparently it was a slightly slower race than last year for the women because I got first in my age group, which is always exciting. The first time that's happened in a while. Last year I didn't actually end up racing much, so was third in the 2 shorter races last year in my age group. So first starting off the season with the first place finish is always encouraging, despite not having the exact performance that I was hoping for. But that's okay, it gives me something to work on. I already knew the run still needed work. And the bike, I've been coming back, I gotta remember I'm coming back from injuries here where it makes things a little more complicated, a little harder to get done. So got that race under our belt, and then we went and did a long ride. We went ahead and signed up for Jones Beach, which happens, I think, to be exactly 1 week after Atlantic City. Not sure if we're gonna do both or not. That's probably a little much, but we'll kind of see how we feel throughout the summer. But really excited for Jones Beach. We know that course. We've ridden down there a couple times now. So we went out and they have this fantastic bike path on the opposite side of the beach. So did that, got that in, really excited. Felt pretty good. Got on a total of 50 miles on the bike with those really intense runs for the race. So looking forward to the inaugural race at Jones Beach in September, but on track running and bike wise. So that's great. And now we just need to get my swim up to par before we have triathlon. But we have a couple months until our first triathlon, or I guess about a month. So I got a month to hit all my swims and get them in. So really focused. We're now 8 weeks out from the first 70.3 of the season, and feeling good about the bike and the run. Now I'm still having back issues. I need to make a doctor's appointment. I'm not sure what's going on there exactly. Hoping it's really just a pinched nerve that I just need some help getting worked out. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more updates as we count down to Patriots Half in June.